Ji, Honorable Minister Shri Bhavar Singh Bhati Ji, Shri Temjin Imna Along, my colleagues, distinguished guests on the dais and August gathering. Firstly, I must compliment elets for organizing such a wonderful show. I have been associated with them for some time and they are doing better and better, and the best is yet to come. Thank you so much. I'm honored and humbled to be present here. I have the greatest respect for the teaching community. My father was a professor of physics at Allahabad University. If I was not in the IAS, and that too because of my father, because he said I must give this attempt, and we were all brought on the philosophy is that if you give an attempt, you're not supposed to be failing at it. But I remember a lot of things. He is no more. And why am I telling you this? We were all, he had taken up an assignment in a place now very different from what it was about 40 years back, Mosul. When I went there, I was supposed to be in class 6, but I was admitted in class 1 because there was no English medium school. The language was Arabic. I still can write my name in Arabic from left to right. So my father thought that I should not forget what I should be updated in physics, maths. So he requested 2 of his colleagues. He was himself a physics teacher, but he thought I could never learn from him. So he used to ask 2 of his colleagues to come and teach me physics and maths. I was good in studies. They taught me some things in class 6. When I came back to India in class 7 and 8, I realized I'd never heard of these topics till I reached class 11. And then I said, this I know. They had already taught me integration, differentiation, permutation, combination in class 6, which I did not need to know till class 11 in India. When I went to IIT, I started learning various languages. Anand is here. I don't know whether they were still teaching them Pascal, COBOL, and Fortran. So when my son, who is an IRS officer now, was doing his software engineering from DTU, I wanted to make nice conversation with him. I said, "Beta, what are you studying?" I said, "Are you studying COBOL, Fortran?" He said, "Dad, I am studying software engineering, not history. These languages are obsolete. Nobody talks of them." My handwriting was very good in school. I always got an extra mark, and my friends used to say that you are not the best, but you get the best marks because teacher loves your handwriting. And it was true also. I always got an extra mark because my teacher would take out my notebook, use it as a model answer, and sometimes it happened that my answers were wrong, so whole class was marked wrong and I was marked right. What is happening is, today I'm in service for 30 years. I cannot show the skill and the beauty of my handwriting because I just write 2 words: approved and my signature. That's all. Things are changing at such a fast space. I'm a civil engineer, map reading was my skill. You could drop me at any point in New York, Paris or London and I could find my way. So I went to America, to Princeton, to do some further study, and I was very confident. There was an American friend of mine, we both decided to go from Princeton to Chicago driving, and I knew that this American friend will have to ask me to lead the way, because I was so good at map reading. So we both sat in the car, and this was 2007. He took out his GPS, put it on the windscreen, and said, "Should we go?" I was disappointed. You know what we are learning is getting obsolete before we master it. The change is so fast, it's happening at such a pace, and it's happening right in front of me. We all know we are brought up in the Gurukul system, because this is an education summit, I must say so, where the students went and lived with the teachers. The Britishers came, the Industrial Revolution came, we followed the assembly line system, made boxes called classrooms, where teachers came, taught, students went to their houses, teachers went to their houses. When we went to IIT, the system had improved a little more. The teachers remained in the boxes called the classrooms. The students came, learned, went to the next classroom. Then the verse system came. The teachers went to these students' houses, taught them, and went back. The tuition system. And I was happy to see that there was a stall of Coursera here. The Coursera and the e-learning system says you don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to know the teacher. It is all there on the net. Somebody is teaching, somebody is learning, and somebody in the middle called the Khan Academy or the Coursera is making the money. See, what's happening is we must understand and we must teach our children what he needs to know. And knowledge is not one of them. He does not need knowledge because he's surrounded by so much of information. He needs the ability. He needs to learn the skill to survive in a world which is changing so fast. And we are all bound by our perceptions. Human mind is trained to think straight. I'll give you an example. From here to the back of this hall, let me say it's a 30-meter distance. How many of you are with me? 30-meter distance, and you take one step of 1 meter. How many steps will you need to cover this? Any answers? 30? 30. Now suppose I say that you take exponential steps, 30. Those who are not from the maths background, first step 1 meter, second 2, third 4, 8, 16, 32, 64 and onwards. Can anybody guess where will you reach in 30 steps of 1 meter each? Any guesses? The distance is 10,764,000 kilometers. Enough that you cover the distance from the earth to the moon, back, and you will have a little halfway extra. Or if you're going around the earth, 25 such rounds. The pace of technology, the pace of change in the electronic world is exponential. And we have to learn to understand that we must keep up the pace. If I give you another example, the human mind's capacity to be able to multiply is about 200 hertz per second, which means the brain's neurons fire at the speed of 200 times in a second. The computer today fires at the speed of 122 petaflops. A petaflop is 10 to the power of 15. And the exponential rate, which is now summed up in the words of a guy called Mr. Moore, who was Gordon Moore, who was the co-founder of Intel, it's called the Moore's law. If the same speed continues by 2040, the brains will have the same capacity, the artificial intelligence machine will have the same capacity as a human mind. But they are not limited by the size of the skull. They will go on expanding. In another 10 years, by 2050, the 7.4 billion human minds can all be combined into one computer. So if you have to face that world, what are you teaching him? What you need to teach him is where to get the knowledge from. 2, to make sense of this knowledge, to analyze this knowledge, and to master the change. And the change is coming at a pace which has been hitherto unknown. Everybody is talking about the disruptive way the world is functioning. The Ubers are here, the Facebook is here, Googles are here. I gave my daughter, she's not here, she was with me for some time, but she doesn't like to listen to me, says it's very repetitive. Gave her the mobile at the age of 1. I thought she must stay in touch. Teachers said, don't spoil your children. I took it back. But they are much faster than us. They are much better than us because they have lived in that world. So what I am here to say to you is, please move with the world, with the speed of change, so that you are able to tell these students, these children, the new generation, the next generation, to think differently, not straight line. Maybe not exponential, but just different. To be able to survive in this world, to be able to master this world. Thank you.